hole 1 here at the Lions Links. It's a par 4 597-foot shot teeing off there from the parking lot. You're going to go past this tree here. Most players are probably going to elect to throw to the right of it. Just a big wide shot that lands somewhere in the open field there to the left of this slope. You definitely want to stay clear of the road, which would be out of bounds. Your second shot, you're going to be throwing towards the basket here. It does have a very steep incline with the road right behind the basket there, maybe 20 feet or so. So you want to make sure that you land that shot there for the easy putt. Going into hole number 2, it's a par 3, 423 feet. Big air shot here. You want to throw it over this culvert if you can. If not, you just want to throw something easy in front of it to make your easy upshot. But if you've got the big arm, you can definitely attack the basket. So hole 3, par 3, 327 feet. You see the tee shot there just on the other side of the road. You've got a pretty open area to throw your drive. A lot of players might swing it out to the right side, avoiding the power poles there. Key here is to land something soft. As you can see, it slopes pretty hard down to the right towards the ditch, and that would be trouble. Moving on to hole 4, par 3, 333 feet. From this tee shot, you're possibly throwing some over the road here. A wide sweeping hyzer landing pretty flat would give you the best look at the pin, or you can elect to come over the road, chancing hitting that curb and getting stuck there. But another shot that is crucial in how you land your disc. Hole 5, par 3, 309 feet. Interesting shot here. You can see we're going straight towards the parking lot, but you're going to want to throw something either really high, angling down to the right, or a low skip shot that will skip right as this drone is flying around this tree. Careful not to go too far into the parking lot or the road, and you'll be safe right here at the basket. Hole number 6, par 4, 408 feet. Really fun tee shot here. You got to miss this little pavilion to your left, and you got to stay left of that Mando as we just flew by that tree there. As you get closer to the basket, you see this tiny little gap here that you could shoot for, or you could hang it out to the right where there's a wider gap for your easier upshot. Either way, there's a lot of trees here, so getting to the basket in one shot is very difficult. Hole number 7, another par 3, 267 feet. This is a pretty shot here. You're going to try to maintain the same thing as the drone is flying, a straight driving shot into the ground. You want to keep it low, try to get the skip off of the ground. As you can see, there's leaves here in this picture. You don't want to skip too hard though, as you see the parking lot in the back. Very straight shot is ideal. Taking us to hole number 8, par 3, 348 feet. From the tee shot, you've got a lot of area here to work with. If you can throw a big arm hyzer, you can take it out over the parking lot over there going towards that building, and you'll land it hard left in at the basket. If you want to take this route the drone's flying, a little bit harder to keep that straight shot unless you throw it from the other angle, skipping up towards the basket. Hole number 9, par 4, 516 feet. There's a mandatory to the left of this pole here. You've got to stay on the right side, however, of this ditch that you can see. Careful not to throw it too far to the right into the tree area, as there's not many good open upshot possibilities. If you can advance this far down the fairway though, you have a very optimal upshot to see the basket. The only trouble there is missing the tree or going too far into the road. Hole number 10, par 4, 534 feet. From the tee pad area, you're going to take a low driving shot. Righties will elect for the forehand usually. Left hand has the benefit here of driving it towards this Mando tree, staying to the left, and getting a big skip around these trees. If you're in this area, taking the wide approach over the parking lot towards the basket is ideal. Further down the fairway on your drive, you've got a different approach, more grass to work with, but there is a decent opening here at the green. Hole 11, par 3, 366 feet. From the tee pad, it is a little bit more elevated, so you're throwing down towards the green. The problem here is staying inside of the tree branches and not throwing it too high to where your disc flies into the road there. It is difficult to get it to the parking lot behind the basket. It's just a disc selection there, but you want to land it spiking down towards this basket if at all possible. Hole number 12, par 3, 318 feet. As you can see here, we're going to fly over the bushes. A lot of players will elect to go wide to the right, swinging it into the basket from outside of that ditch, but you do have to stay between the ditch and the road to be safely in play, and watch out behind the basket as that is there maybe 15 to 20 feet. Another good hole here. Hole 13, par 3, 255 feet. Pretty shot here. You're going to throw it down towards this big tree, left or right side. If you come in from the left, you have to be careful not to skip too hard and go across the ditch there. If you're coming from the right, the tree does get into the way a little bit easier, but you can spike it down towards the basket if you have the arm strength. Hole 14, par 3, 294 feet. From the tee, you're throwing a blind shot, whichever way you'd like to go. Staying left of this building here, you're going to approach it still just down the slope. If you go wide right over the field, it's more of a spike angle. Either way, you want to maintain your distance, not going too far past the basket. Taking us to hole 15, another par 3, 270 feet. This one a little bit more straightforward. You can see the basket from the tee pad. Keeping it low while getting the distance is a little bit harder than it seems on this hole, but you can ideally skip something up towards the basket for your 2. Hole number 16, par 3, 321 feet. The parking lot is to the left, so you must make sure not to fade into it as it is out of bounds. Keeping something to the right too far gets you into the trees, so the distance here is a little difficult to get it at the pin, but if you can, you're in a great position for your birdie. Hole number 17, par 3, teeing off from between the road and the tree line. The road is out of bounds, so you've got to make sure if you're going to take it that way that your disc does skip back in play. It is a little bit harder to get to the basket taking the road. It doesn't skip as much as you would think, but taking the straight shot obviously brings the road into play, fading into that direction. Hole number 18, blind tee shot from this spot. As you can see, we're approaching the lake, and it is a very steep slope. Another pretty shot though. The distance control here with the disc angle is going to be probably the most pressing all day. If you can land your disc flat and get it to slide just to the basket, it's ideal. Otherwise, you'd probably rather putt up the hill than down it. Hole 19, par 5, 879 feet. As you can see the drone flying through these trees, this is the most ideal route to take. Some may try to take it over the road, but you've got to come back in to be in bounds. Here you can see flying over the next tee pad. You can shoot for this gap on your second shot. Some players might be up closer to the road and can take it that direction. If you do stay this way, you've got to make sure you stay onto the grassy area as the road is out of bounds. Moving closer to the parking lot, anything to the right should be okay. It makes your upshot a little bit harder to get to the basket, but now that you can see it, you can see the parking lot on the other side as well. So again, distance control.